I now invite Kirenia Carbonell, Public Relations Director of the Cuban-Canadians Coalition, to make an opening statement of up to 5 minutes. Bienvenido.
Gracias. Mr. Chair, honorable members of the committee, thank you for this invitation. My name is Kirenia Carbonell, representing the Cuban-Canadian Coalition. I am here to present evidence of a multidimensional collapse. Cuba is currently enduring its most severe humanitarian and economic crisis in modern history. This is not merely an opinion. It is verifiable through official statistics, independent analysis, and the lived reality of millions. On the myth of the external causality, let me be clear. This crisis is not a recent byproduct of external policy. Cuba's structural collapse predates recent sanctions. Between 2020 and 2024, GDP contracted by over 15%. This is a stagnant, unproductive economy by design. Agricultural production has plummeted, forcing a fertile island to import most of its food. Inflation has reached triple digits, meaning salaries and pensions no longer cover basic nutrition. These are the results of domestic policy decisions and centralized mismanagement, not foreign intervention. On demographic and energy collapse, the human cost is staggering. Since 2022, over 500,000 Cubans, roughly 5% of the population, have fled to the United States alone. This is an unprecedented demographic hemorrhage in a peacetime. Compounding this is a total energy failure. While the regime blames fuel shortages, the truth is decades of neglect. Cuba's thermoelectric plants are over 40 to 50 years old. No large-scale modernization has occurred since the 1990s. While citizens suffer blackouts of up to 22 hours a day, the regime has prioritized high-end hotel construction over the national power grid. On health and misplaced priorities, the public health system, once the regime's flagship, has disintegrated. There is a critical shortage of basic medicines and surgical supplies. Official investment data reveals a chilling reality. The regime allocates 14 to 15 times more capital to tourism infrastructure than to healthcare. These are not anecdotes. They are budgetary choices. While children lack antibiotics, military-run conglomerates like Gaesa continue to expand luxury hotel portfolios and dollar-only retail chains. On repression and political prisoners, economic failure is inseparable from political repression. Since the peaceful protests of July 11, 2021, the regime has imprisoned over 1,000 political prisoners, including artists, journalists, academics, and minors. Humanitarian aid cannot be effectively managed in a country where civil society is criminalized, and aid distribution is monopolized by the very structures responsible for the crisis. Therefore, our recommendations to Canada. Canada's long-standing engagement with Cuba provides both leverage and responsibility. We respectfully urge the Government of Canada to direct aid, support humanitarian assistance exclusively through independent, faith-based, and civil society channels. Advocacy, call consistently for the unconditional release of all political prisoners. Accountability, ensure that Canadian engagement and trade do not benefit military-controlled entities. Support, increase protection for independent journalists and human rights defenders. In conclusion, Canada must stand with the Cuban people, not by legitimizing a repressing status quo, but by aligning policy with transparency, accountability, and human dignity. Thank you. I welcome your questions.